Oh, man. Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Thank you, Jay Fig. Last night, the Banks.
Yeah.
Winners over Toronto. 4-0.
Never doubted.
Never doubted them, dude. Got out there, got a win. They take on Orlando on Sunday. Thursday night football tonight.
Ooh.
San Francisco 49ers hosting the New York Giants. San Francisco is a 10.5-point favorite. Saquon banged up with that ankle. 49ers, of course, off to a 2-0 start. Giants this past weekend had a huge comeback win against the Arizona Cardinals, who quite obviously are tanking.
Questionable comeback.
Very questionable comeback, dude. I mean, like, come on. I don't know what's going on there.
It's a rookie move.
For the Dolphins, they, of course, are back on the practice field and getting ready for the Denver Broncos.
Ooh.
Miami is a 6.5-point favorite for their home opener. Tua did give us the Goosies. We played that last hour. If you guys missed it, you can use the Odyssey app and rewind on the YouTube page. But also, we got some health updates from two big figures who were out. Jalen Phillips yesterday speaking to reporters. He missed the last game with a back injury, and here was the Dolphins pass rusher on his health.
Well, first of all, I feel great. I mean, stuff happens. Just moved weird, and my back kind of spasmed on me. So, spent the 48 hours after it happened doing everything I could to get right for the game. And, frankly, I felt pretty good to go. But, obviously, it's a long season. I got to play everything smart. So, I think ultimately, get my back some rest. Now I'm feeling great, feeling healthy, ready to go.
There you go. So it sounds like we are going to get Jalen Phillips back for this game.
Nice.
He was limited in practice yesterday, but I think yesterday's I don't even think they were pads yesterday. I mean, I might be wrong, but I don't think on the first day of practice. Today, I think is a pad day. And then Teron Armstead, he also gave us an update on his health. He's, of course, trying to gear himself up to get back out there. And here's a little bit on where he stands with his injuries.
That's definitely always the telling. That's the way to tell for sure that the day after, try to keep any type of swelling or aches, you know what I mean? I'll be back out there tomorrow. Full pass, ready to roll.
So the injury report has you with the ankle and the back of the knee. The back of the knee just injury from last year.
Yeah, that's just the stuff that I told them about. Yeah.
There's more?
No, we're good.
How optimistic are you about playing Sunday?
We're working. Feel good about tomorrow for sure. Like I said, I'll be full pass tomorrow. Go and get more reps. Eyes on Sunday.
Wow. All right. That's a good sign too. That's a good sign too. And you know what? It's a good problem to have with the Dolphins right now with their offensive line. You get him back. You have Kendall Lamb has been off to a nice start, and I mean, he's probably not happy that he'll probably be, on the bench now, I would imagine, but
he did his job, man.
He did a great job, and you might listen. We're not ruling out, it's funny and it's not funny to argue to joke when you're Teron Armstead. And you're like, yeah, it's just the stuff I tell him about.
Yeah,
because you're like, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
There's more?
What?
Wait, there's more, Teron?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by nah, don't worry. I'm just kidding.
Nah.
The old funny bone.
Okay. Real funny.
I like a jokey joke as much as the next guy, but Teron Armstead and his health, I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think about this week? You think this is a week? I feel like they can take this week off. For the Broncos, am I overlooking the Broncos? I just feel like
no, I don't think you're overlooking the Broncos. I don't think the Broncos are very good. I think that they they're in the first year with having Sean Payton, who I think probably knew he didn't have that great a team because he hosed down everybody when he got there. I mean, we'd never hear a coach hose down a former coach like he did to Nathaniel Hackett. And I'm not saying he's wrong or right. We just don't hear a coach do that.
Yeah,
and it kind of sounds like to me somebody who wasn't that pleased with the roster that he was handed. Now he was handed a big fat check, so you kind of got to deal with it if you're Sean Payton. But dude, they lost to the Raiders, and the Raiders got smacked around by the Buffalo Bills. I mean, like that was embarrassing with the Raiders. What performance they performed, and they lost to that team. Marcos lost to them, dude.
Yeah,
and then this past week, you coughed up a lead to the Commanders. So. We could look around the league. We could talk about teams off to rough starts and pathetic performances, it doesn't get much worse than what the Broncos have put forth. And yeah, everyone's wondering about Russell Wilson, if he's cooked, if he's done. I don't know. But I do think that the Dolphins probably look at this, and they had the performance they put forth last week against Mac Jones. They put a lot of heat on him. Von Ginks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Von Ginks.
Such a good game.
Dude, can you get this? I know I didn't ask you for it, but can you get Jalen Phillips on Von Ginkel? Because, I mean, you want to talk about an endorsement, because he comes in there, AVG, for Jalen Phillips, who's a Giant. And he's basically like, talking about, first of all, this just nose for the football that he does have, that he's got this just ability and knack to make plays all over the place. And I was listening to this, and it quite frankly was goosies, because I mean, how can you not be? This guy was I think he was almost going to go to the Patriots this offseason.
Yeah.
And Fangs was just talking about this report. He's like, yeah, I reached out to him. I knew that I could use Fang. And you listen, that's what Fangs does. Fangs spots talent. And Fangs is like, I can use that Viking. I could use that gorgeous hair getting after quarterbacks. And to hear what Jalen Phillips was saying about him, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
He's good.
And everyone else is noticing it too. I heard Javon Holland on the Javon Holland show with Hockman and Crowder on Tuesdays. And Hockman gave him 4 different things that he could talk about in regards to the game. And one of them being Van Ginkel's performance. And that was the first thing Javon Holland wanted to talk about. Like, everyone's speaking glowingly of him. It's not just something that us as like homers are seeing. His teammates are seeing it too.
Boy, snap, man. I've known Gink as a playmaker. He's one of like the sneakiest, like most sneaky athletic people I've ever met. Like, he's very unassuming, but he's really a playmaker, bro. Like, all around the ball, flying around, making plays, rushing his ass off. Like, he did a great job. Really good job.
You know what happens when you're saying sneaky athletic?
Yeah.
Tangibles.
That is it. That is the definition right there.
He really pulled one last Sunday.
He was awesome. I honestly probably should have had another. I thought that one that they gave the incomplete pass to Mac Jones, I thought that was Bobley, but I thought he should have had a sack fumble on that.
Yep. Absolutely.
That rule's kind of stupid if you think about it. Look, this guy wrecks a quarterback, and because his arm is pointing forward, but it barely gets out of his hand, it's an incomplete pass. That's a stupid thing in football.
I mean,
if you wreck shop like that, you should get a sack. And all the time they're like, oh, his arm was barely going forward. Incomplete pass. Huh? So the quarterback basically gets mauled. He gets used like a chew toy by Von Ginkel. And they're like, oh, but his arm was in the motion. He had control of the football. He did. He didn't look like he had a lot of control of that football.
Isn't that the Brady Tuck rule?
It is, but like this was even like it looked worse than even that, because if he was thrown like a crash dummy. That's basically how Von Ginkel used him. Yeah, the Tuck rule was also a travesty. Not surprising. The Patriots dynasty built off Bowl Bleep.
Shocker.
But yeah, man, Von Ginks. Now, Fangs.
Ooh,
big one coming up for him.
Yeah, man.
We'll tell you why next. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Leroy had to bounce today, by the way, everybody. He'll be back tomorrow.
I miss him already.
I miss him too. Although he seemed pretty done with me today.
Yeah. No, yesterday. Yesterday he was. He
had pushed him to the edge yesterday and today.
Yeah, I think it's like a carryover. There's no catering.
What did I do?
You know, the messy thing. You're a bit egregious.
Like what?
And now we have to suffer not being next to Leroy.
True.
Plus, I mean, you don't have to put it like that. I mean, I don't know why I have to say you suffer, J Fig.
I like having his presence around.
I like having his presence too. That's my guy. But it does seem like he's done with me.
Yeah. It's okay.
You think that's a forever thing, or you think like that he'll get over it?
I think he just needs to recharge.
Yeah.
What else is he gonna do? Spend a couple hours.
He needs a couple hours in the jacuzzi.
That's exactly
with
what I was
some berry monkeys, and I think he'll be fine.
Some sausage. He likes sausage. Just loves it.
Man.
Football this weekend for him to watch too. It'll be fine, man. He'll be back tomorrow, and he'll be able to chastise you for your takes again.
By the way,
he'll love you all over again.
Yep.
You guys can come in here and watch the show if you want, if you're fans. We even maybe badgered Gutland into giving us a +1. So if you want to bring a friend, we'll see. But right now, I want you guys to go to WQAM.com, go to the contest page, and enter into our contest, because Miami Media School in our show, giving you the chance to watch us in the studio and take part of the Goosies, Shenanigans, and Sports Talk. You guys can see how this whole hamster wheel of chaos works, all right? So you go to WQM.com, enter on the contest page, and we'll pick a winner to come watch the show in person. And Miami Media School, you can gain the skills, advantages, and insights you need to become a sports broadcaster. Visit beonair.com for more information. Plus, swag bag.
Whoa.
I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen, like what's in the swag bag.
Me too.
I'm gonna ask Glenn after the show and see what we can add.
Wow.
So this is a big one for Vic Fangio.
Mm.
Classic revenge game, dude. Classic revenge game.
Wow.
Against the organization that fired him.
That's right.
And Vic Fangio, old Fangs, wise man. We knew he was going to get it fixed in 1 week. You can get, you know what they say?
What do they say?
You can get Fangs once. You won't get him twice.
Wow.
All right?
Do they say that?
Who says that?
People.
Okay.
People say that. Fool Fangs once, shame on Fangs. Fool Fangs twice, never going to happen, dude.
A lot of people talking about Fangs.
People say that.
Yeah.
And so Vic Fangio, he's asked about the idea, is this a revenge game? And he's like, look, dude, it's a juicy storyline, but it's not as effective as you think. And you know what I love about that? That's eyes on the prize. That's not getting shook by any storylines but let's be real about it, okay? Fangs has talked about this. He feels kind of got a raw deal. Don't be a coach in COVID, I think is what he said. And doesn't feel like he got to get his best foot forward with the Broncos.
Okay.
Never really had a QB. Who did he have? Paxton Lynch.
Oh, great. Where's he?
I think he was in the XFL.
Is he? Yeah, that's right.
So Drew Lock, is that who they're throwing out there with old Fangs?
Wonderful.
But you know about that defense.
Defense
Scary.
is good.
Scary, dude. All right. So Vic Fangio is probably thinking to himself, I see what it is. You're going to give old Sean Payton all the resources you didn't give old Fangs. I get it.
Wow.
So you know what that means?
What's that?
Someone's got to pay. And that person is Sean Payton. Ironically, Bountygate is about to swing back on you, Sean. Damn. All right. You're going to want Kevin James on the sidelines as a stunt double for what Fangs has coming for you. It's the facts.
Wow.
It's the facts, dude. Because Russell Wilson, if you thought he looked bad the first 2 weeks, those were against lousy-ass teams. What do you think this defense is going to do to him? Huh?
Which I don't know if he actually was that bad those first 2 weeks.
Oh,
I just feel like
he was bad. He was bad.
He was
bad.
I mean, it says
he did have that Hail Mary at the end.
Yeah, and you know what? This is so Russell Wilson. This is a Russell Wilson stat here. Through the first 2 weeks, he is arguably the best quarterback in the first half. 85% completion, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 149.3 passer rating, and none of it matters because in the second half,
is that what the actual stats say?
I think so. It's THPPPPPT.
Wow.
Yep. Look at that.
The only thing the Dolphins have to worry about right now, seemingly, is the health of Jalen Waddle, who is in concussion protocol. This was Tua on if he's got to go out this weekend without the Penguin.
It's tough when you don't have, 2 of your top guys in Waddle, and if we weren't to have Tyreek on any given Sunday. But, I would say the rest of the guys in that room, they're ready to step up. They're ready to play. Doesn't change how I prepare. I was going to be funny. I was going to say I might as well stay home if they don't play. But, yeah, I think the guys in their room, they're ready to step up. And whatever cards you're dealt with, you got to go out there and play any given Sunday. Those guys on the other side don't care about who's playing or not. They just want to do anything they can to help their team win.
He's just so confident in everything right now.
Yeah.
It is like he's slinging jokes out there. Look, I don't want to have a game without Jalen Waddle. I love Jalen Waddle. He does the coolest thing on the team, which is be really fast, has the best touchdown dance.
Yep.
I love Jalen Waddle. We haven't gotten to Waddle yet.
Just waiting for it.
Just waiting for it. But the one thing I will say with this Dolphins team that's been probably their most impressive quality so far is you think about the absences that they've dealt with no Teron Armstead. Line has been awesome. No Jalen Phillips. I mean, Andrew Von Ginkel was a monster.
Yeah.
So they really haven't felt those star injuries. The only one you can kind of feel coming on it's tough that Leroy's not here for this. We got our first dose of Eli Apple last week. Not having Jalen Ramsey was creeping up. It didn't kill the Dolphins, but man, and it wasn't even the fact that he got burned.
Yeah.
He was whiffing on some easy ass tackles.
It really was.
And Devontae Parker looked like a stud against him.
Yeah.
That was the only thing where I was just like,
is he on notice? Would you consider him on notice?
I can't say that he's on notice yet, Marcos.
Yeah.
It's too soon to say he's on notice, because if I had to rank, if I had to, make a holy trinity, an unholy trinity of bums from last game,
Okay.
I would go Connor Williams, Jason Sanders, then Eli Apple.
Nice.
That would be my rank of concern, because the snapping thing has me really on edge, because it can sneak up at any time. And it really, I don't know how they get it fixed. I don't know what they got to do to get it fixed. Jason Sanders, this has been a thing now for 2 years. I mean, we know he lines up more than 50 yards. You basically got no shot.
Yeah.
You got no shot. Like, if you need a real money kick, a little bit of range on it, he's going to screw the pooch. He is.
So, okay, I heard something that we're not going to move on from him because he's still good on kickoffs. He's still good on extra points. But I think he missed an extra point this year, if I'm not mistaken, a very crucial one. And on top of that, like
a very crucial one.
We could have lost that game very easily because
we could have lost that game because of him.
We could have times. You said these are going to cost us a loss.
I'm very worried that like Eli Apple getting roasty toasted. It's inevitably going to happen. It's inevitably going to happen. He's going to get burnt on something, and that could hurt. But that is what it is. Like, you lose a Jalen Ramsey, it's the best you can do. I mean, unless you're thinking here that the young guy Cam Smith goes out there and he's going to be awesome. But I think they're slowly bringing these rookies along. Devon Achane probably going to get a lot of action this week because it looks like Ahmed's a little bit banged up. We know Mostert's the starter, but like I think we saw that little taste of Achane. I do think though, Eli Apple's Eli Apple. He is what he is, which is fine, experienced, but man, that was the only fast drive that the Patriots got going last game was all because of Eli Apple, either his penalties or getting toasted. So definitely have to be a concern there, but I can't put it ahead of Jason Sanders, who has missed an extra point, had a kick blocked, and missed a kick. You can't trust him. You can't. We're sitting here, and it's just like, let me ask you this, J-Fig. When Jason Sanders lines up, do you think he's going to make it?
I cross my fingers.
You cross your fingers. So you don't have no hope, but you're basically putting some you have to put something
I find
karmic into the karmic energy out there for it to go through.
Yeah, I find hope.
Yeah. Did I use that wrong?
I think you did. No. I meant wow as in like it's amazing that she's able to find
something.
Yeah.
Marcos, do you when Jason Sanders lines up for a kick?
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to make it?
I actually don't even watch the television because
you look down.
I'm positive he's going to miss. I'm focusing on what can we do from here? Because I know he's going to miss. What's next?
So it's like
I watch it like this.
You're just like if we go into next game.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins are in any range that's like 45 yards or more for a field goal.
Oh.
Do you think that Mike McDaniel should just go for it, even if it's 4th and 10?
Oh, absolutely. 4th and 10. Yeah. Okay. Anything more than 40 yards, even less than 40 yards, dude. I can't trust him. I don't
trust him either.
My faith is shaking at this point.
I really can't trust him.
Like you said, it's been 2 years.
He was so good.
Text says, I start shaking every time he attempts a kick.
Yeah.
RVA Richie, cross my fingers and close my eyes.
That's basically how I am.
Gene, definitely not confident.
Yeah. And like maybe I'm not going to be like Justin Tucker. Like, oh, he's definitely going to make this. But at least like, have me up there like maybe he will, maybe he won't. I have no faith in
No faith. I don't have any faith. And I think that's the thing is like with Connor Williams, it sneaks up on you whenever. And that's what's really annoying. Like I can mentally prepare myself a little bit for, I know he's going to miss this. And then when he doesn't miss it, pleasant surprise. We actually got 3 points. But most of the time, I'm thinking to myself, don't blow this.
Yeah.
Don't blow this. It's unfortunate. I don't want to feel that way, but it just is.
Yeah. Any bit of pressure. And there's people out there who look at his percentages and say that, in the second quarter, when you're up by 10, he'll hit a 37-yarder.
Oh, yeah.
But in the
37 is his sweet spot.
Ooh, he'll hit a 37.
37 to 38. That's his playtime. If you need that, Sanders is your guy.
Yeah. Quarters 1 through 3, though. Fourth quarter, not so sure.
Omar,
all of a sudden, not so sure.
Omar Castro says, I close my eyes and tell my daughter to tell me what happens.
Yeah, I really don't blame any of you guys.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
Kenson, I mute the TV, leave the room when he lines up to kick.
Right? It's not only us, man. Everyone is
everybody. It's giving Dolphin fans angst. And look, certainly better than, I guess, Tua having to run for his life because his offensive line is crappy.
Yeah.
If we have to pick problems, a shaky kicker, I guess, is one of the better ones to have because you feel good that you have a ballsy coach. You have a defense that you have an offense that will convert on some big chunk yardage. But it would be nice just to kind of like have money in the bank when your kicker lines up and you just don't.
Yeah, Omar writes, stats show that Sanders is actually the best kicker we've ever had. Now I know he had a streak where his stats may be good, but it's Olindo Mare, dude. It is Olindo Mare.
You can listen. You can tell me what the stats say. That's fine. Never been less confident in a kicker.
Never.
Like maybe like Dan Carpenter's last year.
Oh yeah,
when he really started losing it.
Cody Parkey.
Oh yeah,
that was rough. That was rough. He won us a game because he went to Cleveland, I think, or something like that. Missed the kick. That's how bad he was. He went to another team and it continued. It really is, though. I think it's a mental thing because I think he has the ability to do so. I think he's one of the most talented kickers, like ability wise, but he has such a mental block that it's done, dude. It's done. It's downhill. Trade him. Is that possible?
Ray Sosa says that at least Connor Williams is a good blocker.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
he is a good blocker. That's I'm sure if he wasn't a good blocker, he'd probably lose his job by now.
They got
and the other thing is the guy behind him is Eichenberg, so that'll always help your job security.
Ugh.